of basic mathematical analysis. Today we will discuss about the characterization of closed sets and open sets. Theorem: characterization of closed sets. Let F subset of R, then the following assertions are equivalent. That is, first one, F is a closed subset of R. Second, if x equal to xn is any convergent sequence of elements in F, then limit of x belongs to F. So characterization of closed sets says that whenever a set is said to be closed, then it contains all its limit points. We have studied that limit points means, what is limit points? We have studied that limit points are going to be a point y is said to be a limit point, then every neighborhood of y should contain elements of, suppose we are saying that y is a limit point of a set A, then every neighborhood of y should contain points other than y. So like this, we are having the condition that if F is a closed subset of R, then evidently this sequence, convergent sequence of elements in F, then this limit of that sequence will belongs to the set F. So first we will assume the condition 1, that is, we will say that F is a closed subset of R. Then we will prove that every convergent sequence has the limit in F. So 1 implies 2. Let x equal to xn be a sequence of elements in F. See how it follows is, we have got a set here. We got a set here, then a point, and we assume that this is closed. We want to prove that every convergent sequence in this has a limit in this. Now we are taking a sequence x1, x2, etc., xn, and assume that this sequence xn converges to some x. Now we will assume that this x, we want to prove that F is closed. We have assumed that F is closed, and we assume that this x does not belongs to F. We want to prove that F contains this x. So we will assume the contrary, that is, x does not belongs to F. Then what will happen? Then x belongs to the complement of F, right? X belongs to the complement of F. Then we assume that F is closed, so C of F is open. Now what is the characterization of open set? If x belongs to the open set C of F, then we can able to find an epsilon neighborhood of x, right? So some x minus epsilon, x plus epsilon. This should be contained in C of F, right? So that was our first comment. So we assume that the contrary, that is, x does not belongs to F, then x belongs to the complement of F. Then CF is open and x belongs to C of F. It follows that there exists an epsilon neighborhood B epsilon of x. So I should take this as V epsilon of x such that V epsilon is contained in C of F. Up to that we have set. Now since x is given to be converges, xn is given to be as converges to x, then what is the condition for convergence? Then for epsilon greater than 0, there should exist some k belongs to n, set of natural number such that your condition should be modulus of xn minus x is less than epsilon for every n greater than or equal to k, right? So we can able to find the natural numbers. So like that, there exists a natural number k equal to, it depends on epsilon. That's why we are saying that k of epsilon. So there exists a natural number k such that your xk belongs to v epsilon, because you can take this epsilon, right? So what you're getting is, there exists some element xk belongs to this open set. Therefore, what you are having, v epsilon is contained in complement of f. So what you are getting is xk belongs to complement of f. But what is xk? Terms in the sequence xn. But where you have taken the sequence xn? Xn you have taken in this set. That is your f. But now you are getting xk belongs to complement of f. Now this is a contradiction. So we can conclude that, we assume that this x does not belongs to f. So our assumption is wrong. So we should conclude that x belongs to capital F. See here, we can able to find a natural number k such that xk belongs to v epsilon. Therefore, we must have xk belongs to complement of f. Now this contradicts the assumption that xn belongs to f for all n belongs to n. Therefore, we conclude that x belongs to f. Now we want to prove the other way. That is, we want to assume that condition 2. That is, if x equal to xn is any convergent sequence of elements in f, then limit of x belongs to f. And we want to prove that this f is closed set. So 2 implies 1. Here also we will assume the contrary statement. That is, we will assume that f is not closed. So suppose f is not closed. We want to prove that f is closed, but we assume that f is not closed. Then we can go for its complement. G equal to complement of f we are considering. Now this is not open, right? This is not closed means complement is not open. Then this is not open means what is the meaning? Open means if every point we can able to find an epsilon neighborhood which completely contain inside your G, but it is not open. That means, which implies there exists a point some y naught belongs to G such that yn belongs to C of G, that's equal to f, such that modulus of yn minus y naught is less than 1 by n. From where I got this 1 by n and all? See, if G is not open, from that condition only I am getting this condition. G is not open. Suppose G is open, then what we will get? Suppose G is open. Suppose your G is open. If G is open means for every G, every y belongs to G, we can able to find and y minus epsilon, y plus epsilon is contained in G. If it is open, so it is not open. It is not open means we can able to find at least one element such that, what's the meaning of this? Distance between y, right? So the distance between yn and this y naught should be very close to 0, that is less than 1 by n we can say. So we have assumed this condition. That is, given that this G equal to C of f is not open. If this is not open means we can able to find a y naught belongs to G such that yn belongs to complement of G, that is f, such that the condition is the distance between this y naught and the sequence yn, right, which is less than 1 by n. See, 1 by n, why I am taking this means it is actually some less than some epsilon will come. So we can take this epsilon as 1 by n. Why I am taking 1 by n means, suppose you are giving the limit on both sides, what you get, limit of yn minus y naught is less than some 0 type which will get. So it will follows that this yn will converges to y naught. To get that only, I have taken this 1 by n. Instead of epsilon, I am taking 1 by n. So, there exists a point y naught belongs to G such that for each n belongs to n, there is a number yn belongs to the complement of G, that is f, such that modulus of yn minus y naught is less than 1 by n. Now, from this, as limit n tends to infinity, you will get limit of yn minus limit of y naught is same as y naught is less than some epsilon type. That means limit of this yn is nothing but y naught. So follows that y naught equal to limit of yn. And since yn belongs to f for all n belongs to n, the hypothesis 2 implies that y naught belongs to f. Right? We have assumed that condition 2. Here what we are getting is this yn converges to y naught and this y naught belongs to your set f. Right? Because we have assumed the condition 2. Condition 2 says that whenever a convergence sequence is, when we are considering, and that converges to a point, then that point belongs to f. Now we have seen that this sequence yn converges to y naught. Then by condition 2, this y naught belongs to f. Now from where you got this y naught? See, you have taken y naught from G. What was G? G means complement of f. So you have taken a point y naught belongs to complement of f, and now you are getting that point belongs to f, which is a contradiction, right? So this means that our assumption is wrong. That is, f is not closed. We have assumed this is not true. That is, f is. So hypothesis that f is not closed implies that 2 is not true. So consequently, 2 implies 1. So you have proved that not closed implies not condition 2. Right? Not closed implies not condition 2. So its contrapositive should be condition 2 implies f is closed. That is, 2 implies condition 1. So we have proved in the both ways. So this is the characterization of closed sets. So what is the characterization of closed set? Let f subset of R, then the following statements are equivalent. That is, f is a closed subset of R, and if x equal to xn is any convergent sequence of elements in f, then limit of x belongs to f. And we have studied that cluster point. What was the definition of cluster point? A point x is a cluster point of a set f if every epsilon neighborhood of x contained a point of f different from this x. So we got a set f and an x belongs to f. So we will say that x is a cluster point of f when you are taking any epsilon neighborhood of x should contain elements from f. some y should be there such that y belongs to f and y is not equal to x. Now we will say that x is a cluster point of f. Now we also know that whenever a sequence converges to x, that is xn converges to x, means this x should be a cluster point. This x is a cluster point. Then we can modify the above theorem. What was the above theorem? We have taken a sequence which converges to some point, means the limit belongs to the set. So we can reformulate this as a set f is closed if and only if it contains all its limit points or accumulation points. Or we will say that cluster points, right? So a subset, that is the next one, a subset R is closed if and only if it contains all its cluster points. A subset R is closed, if and only if it contains all of its cluster points. So we can have a much more simple proof like this. Let f be a closed set. So we have assumed that in the set of real numbers, we assume that a set, this set f is closed. So what we want to prove? It contains all its cluster points. And let x be a cluster point of f. So let x cluster point of f. We want to show that x belongs to f. So we will assume that x does not belongs to f, which implies your x belongs to complement of f. Right? So complement of f means we assume that f is closed. So complement of f means it is open. So x is an element in the open set. Therefore, we can able to find an epsilon neighborhood of x which completely contained inside C of f, right? Therefore, there exists an epsilon neighborhood V epsilon of x such that V epsilon is completely contained inside complement of f. Therefore, what you are getting? Therefore, this V epsilon is completely contained inside complement of f. Therefore, intersection, when you are considering this epsilon neighborhood, intersection with f means it should be empty, right? But this is a contradiction. Why? We assume that x is a cluster point, right? So x is a cluster point means for every epsilon greater than 0, when you're taking, this is where x, when you're taking an epsilon neighborhood of this, means it should contain points from your set f. But now you have got an epsilon value such that this epsilon value, when you're taking the epsilon neighborhood of this point x, it does not contain any of the points from the set f, which is a contradiction, right? So what your assumption is wrong. That's we have assumed that f is closed and x does not belongs to f. So this is not true. So x belongs to f we will get. See here, let f, we have assumed a closed set and we have said that this x belongs to the open set. That is the complement of complement of f. Then this is an open set means there exists an epsilon neighborhood V epsilon of x such that V epsilon is contained in complement of f. Now consequently, this intersection should be empty. Now this is a contradiction to the assumption that x is a cluster point of f. Cluster point means every epsilon neighborhood should contain points from the set other than the point x. So we are getting a contradiction to that fact. So which implies that x belongs to f. Now we want to prove the other way. That is, we want to prove that if a set contain all its cluster point, then the set is closed. So conversely, we are assuming that f be a subset of R. F subset of R, and f contains all its cluster points. All its cluster points. We want to show that this f is closed. We have to show f is closed. Or when you consider complement of f is open, right? When you are proving that complement of this f is open, then f should be closed. So we can easily conclude that. So we will make use it here. We will prove that C of f is open. That C of f is open. For that, what we are considering is, you will take a point y belongs to C of f. Then complement of f, because f contain all its cluster points, which implies y is not a cluster point of f. That means we can able to find an epsilon neighborhood of y which does not belongs to any point of the set f. So there exists an epsilon neighborhood v epsilon of y that does not contain any point of f, right? So there is an epsilon neighborhood v epsilon of y that does not contains a point of f. But since y belongs to complement of f, follows that y belongs to complement of f, which implies v epsilon is contained in complement of f, because v epsilon does not contain any of the points from f. So this is contained in complement of f. Now since y is arbitrary, see, for this y you are getting an epsilon neighborhood which completely contain inside the complement of f. So since y is we are taken as an arbitrary point, we can conclude that C of f is open, right? So since y is an arbitrary element of C of f, we deduce that for every point in complement of f, there is an epsilon neighborhood that is entirely contained in C of f. And this means that C of f is open. Therefore, f is closed in R. So we assume that C of f is, we have taken C of f and we have proved that C of f is open. Therefore, its complement f is closed. So this is the characterization of closed set. First one says that if f is a closed subset of R, then every convergent subsequence has the limit, and that limit belongs to the set f. And we have reformulated it as, using the definition of cluster point, a subset R is closed if and only if it contains all its cluster point. So a subset R is closed if and only if it contains all its cluster points. Okay, so with this, I'm winding up today's session here. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you.